So, with Season 4 coming out, who knew that a show based on the My Little Pony franchise would become so popular not only with its intended demographic of little girls, but with adult males as well?
By God, Season 4, and I think they just finished Season 8. Yeah, I remember I filmed this episode right after I filmed the Wanted review, and that was a very bad day. I won't go into details, but let's just say I came very close to losing my job as a residential assistant, and that job was the only way I could continue attending this school. This review is also actually a remake. I reviewed it once before, back in, I believe, April 2013, but it was so awful that I decided to re-review it, and the original video was lost when my Blip channel was deleted during the Great Blip Purge of 2013. The first of 3 that would eventually lead to the site's demise. You see, that's what happens when you get rid of everyone, folks. Also, I forgot I used clips from Mr. Enter's favorite MLP episodes for the beginning and left a link to his channel in the description. God, that was like when he had 1,000 subscribers. I like to think I'm the reason he has over 200k now. But anyway, about feeling Pinky keen. At the time, I said this was my second least favorite episode after Mysterious Ne'er-Do-Well, but after rewatching both of them, I decided I disliked Pinky Keen more. And after 8 seasons, it still is. Even the worst episodes of more recent seasons still have something that makes them worthwhile. Feeling Pinky Keen really doesn't have much. It has 3 funny moments and an okay climax, and that's it. I get that it's liked by a lot of people, but I still can't stand it. The jokes mostly fall flat, it's dull, the characters are all at their most annoying, it's mean-spirited towards Twilight, the Pinky sense makes no sense, and the moral is absolutely horrifying.
I am happy to report that I now realize there are wonderful things in this world you just can't explain, but that doesn't necessarily make them any less true. It just means you have to choose to believe in them.
Just trust the Pinky sense, Twilight. The sense works. So Feeling Pinky Keen was an episode that tortured a character for slapstick purposes. It's classic Looney Tunes humor that they just didn't execute very well. When I first came up with the idea for this series, I knew exactly what episode I wanted to cover, and that is the Season 3 episode, Just for Sidekicks. Hell, I originally planned to review this back in 2014.
So now that I've talked about what I think is the most overrated episode, next we will be looking at my most underrated episode.
Well, this is that episode. I don't know if I would still call this the most underrated episode. Clutterbutter and Appaloosa's Most Wanted got more shit they didn't deserve, but I still love this episode. It's one of my favorite episodes of Season 3 and remains one of the funniest episodes of the entire series. And yet most people seem to think it's just okay or absolutely hate it. Why?
Everybody's an idiot except for me.
We start with Spike walking past pictures of his little Phoenix friend Pee-wee as we see that he had to give him back to his parents. And he wouldn't be seen again until 5 seasons later. That's a little detail we didn't need for the story, but it was nice to see. Anyway, he is making a jewel cake.
Making a jewel cake. Me, that's who.
Shut up. He seems to be having trouble not eating the gems before he can even make the cake, which is pretty much how I am when it comes to baking. You ever had to make plain cookies because you ate all the chocolate chips and the store was closed? They're very bland. Aloysius tries to stop him, but it's too late.
Eat it up. Gonna... What happened to all my jewels? I had a bowl full of them here, and now I don't, which means somebody took them.
Spike then ate Aloysius, which, to be fair, he kinda deserved after the events of All's Well That Ends Well. Oh wait, he still has one left.
How could this happen to me?
Luckily for Spike, Fluttershy comes by and asks him to watch her rabbit Angel. Are you sure about that, Fluttershy? Last time he did, it didn't work out so well. She is willing to pay him with a bright and tasty gem, so of course Spike agrees. The reason she needs him to watch Angel is because her and the rest of the main 6 have been called to the Crystal Empire. This episode is actually happening alongside the next episode Games Ponies Play. I have some stuff to say about that, but we'll save it for the end.
Oh, well, yes.
Aloysius, if you eat him, no one would have to know. Yeah, if you don't watch this show, there's one thing pretty much every fan agrees with. Fuck Angel Bunny. Spike, realizing he can get more jewels from watching every pony else's pets, coerces them all into letting him watch them in order to get jewels.
All right, you can watch him, but only because, Tank's got a strict flying regimen, and someone needs to make sure that he doesn't slack off while I'm gone. Oh.
That's just a cute little scene that I love.
4 degrees. That's the only way she can get to sleep.
that was also a cute little scene that I love. Not sure why the element of generosity gives him the smallest jewel though. Also note that Rainbow says to pet-proof the library, which Spike ignores. This scene with Pinky and Gummy is even funnier once you've seen Slice of Life.
All I'm saying is that you might want to think about a helmet. You only want to get hit in the head by a flying turtle
Tortoise.
once.
Aw, but that would break the rule of threes. So we have all our pets. Tank, Aloysius, Angel, Gummy, Opal, and Winona.
We're leaving him here with Spike. He's gonna do a little critter sitting for us.
Oh, really?
One more for the road. Oh, you puppy. Come on here.
No, I love you more. No, I love you more. I love you more.
That scene had more heart, love, and affection for pets in it than both May the Pest Pet Win and Takes for the Memories combined.
What are you thinking about that hooting little friend of yours? Suppose you want me to keep an eye on him, too.
That would be nice. You sure you don't already have your hands full?
Ah, pshaw. I'll be fine. But, just between you and me, I gotta give priority to the paying customers.
Really, Spike? Twilight raised you and you can't just do her a solid for free? As he tries to round up the pets, he notices that one of them is missing.
Angel.
Thankfully, Winona is such a good doggy that she finds Angel hanging out with the Cutie Mark Crusaders, who are just fawning over him, angering the other pets. Even Gummy and Winona are pissed. When you piss them off, you know you're an asshole. Spike sees this as an opportunity to pawn the pets off, so he gets the CMC to watch them while he makes his cake, even telling them that they can get a Cutie Mark for pet sitting. They do ask for some money though to get supplies to take care of them.
They don't need all that stuff. They'll be fine.
We need to be able to buy them some things. One jewel might be able to cover it all.
But you don't pay for things in this world with jewels. You use bits. He gives them the small jewel, which seems weird for a dragon who has a crush on Rarity, but the pet-sitting CMC doesn't work out.
Has anyone seen Tank's head? Where's his head?
What have you done to the turtle?
I love that line so much. The CMC are not competent enough to take care of the pets, which should have been obvious from the start.
And you can give me back that jewel I gave you.
Sorry, we don't have it anymore.
What? Why not?
How do you think we paid for the industrial-sized pet hairdryer?
How fucking valuable was that little jewel? This one still image right here is amazing. We have that crazy pony from Read It and Weep, and when Winona barks, the nurse looks worried at her, which is a callback. And we also have Big Mac and Shirley walking together because, oh yeah, that was a thing once. You know, for some ponies so shy, Big Mac has had more romantic partners than any pony else on the show. Spike gets tied up, but Zecora offers to help in exchange for a gem.
Where are you going?
You think jewels are what you need, but there's no worse mojo than dragon greed.
Who knew Zecora was such a troll? Anyone in the mood for some rabbit stew? So Spike does this, but Granny Smith notices, agreeing to keep a secret in exchange for a jewel. But the animals escape as Angel boards a train.
Angel.
I love all their little determined faces. Spike can't get on the train without tickets and chaperones for the pets.
Skydiving cutie marks.
Is 3 ponies enough?
I love that scene so much, but he still has to pay with the jewel. He grabs Angel, but the train leaves for the Crystal Empire. We get more shenanigans, forcing Spike to have to give up another gem, leaving him with only one. Angel sees Fluttershy and forces his way out. If you're wondering, Angel really wants his tail fluffed, which Spike has not done this whole time. But he stops him just before he gets to Fluttershy, and they go in to hide.
Don't sit down, don't sit down! Ooh-wee! My dogs are barking.
That was such a stupid joke, but the fact that she actually looks at her hoof like it really made that sound makes it hilarious.
Huh. Bummer Spike had to miss out on all this. He would have had fun here.
He would? So I said earlier that this is set in the same time as Games Ponies Play, but this one aired first, which in my opinion was a huge mistake. At the end of that episode, we see all of these guys below the seats with ominous music playing. If they had aired Games Ponies Play before, it would have created a lot of suspense and intrigue for the next week. But because they didn't, all I thought when it aired was, oh hey, we already saw what happened in Just for Sidekicks, and that was a much better episode. So Spike's stomach starts growling and he accepts his fate, even fluffing Angel's tail. Wanting to help, help, Angel goes and grabs Spike/Jewel and has him take a bite to calm his stomach. Aww.
Thought we need you at the station!
So we could hear all about the Crystal Empire and find out if you brought us one of the crystal snow globes that they sell at the train station.
How did you know about the snow globes?
Alright, sweetie, that wasn't a mistake. You're just a bitch. And then we end with this.
6-layer gem cake sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does. It really, really does.
The first time I saw this episode, I nearly fell out of my chair laughing. This episode is awesome. Still remains one of the funniest episodes of the series. Maybe not quite parental guidance or Saddle Review good, but still hilarious. And I'm sorry, if you want to torture a character for comedy episode, there's no contest. This episode is far superior to Feeling Pinky Keen. Not only does this actually have funny slapstick, but Spike deserved the torment given to him. And for some reason, that's a controversial statement. Anytime I hear someone criticize this episode, they say it's because Spike didn't deserve what happens to him. He just wanted some jewels in exchange for pet sitting. That's not evil, that's capitalism. Except Spike not only was acting selfish, he kept making the situation worse. The only pony who asked them to take her pet was Fluttershy. Every pony else had to be coerced into it. He clearly wasn't capable of watching them all, and he was gonna forget about them to bake a cake. Then, less than halfway through, he pawned them off onto 3 kids who were not responsible or sane enough to take care of them. Sorry, I find that much more worthy of comeuppance than not believing in the Pinky sense. This is basically an Ed, Edd n Eddy episode, but a really good one. And as for the episode itself, it is actually a really well written story. The moral about actually doing your responsibilities and maybe having some goddamn self-control are really well handled. The pets themselves are not only adorable, but each has their own personalities. It also has a lot of characters in it. The CMC get a major role, Zecora and Granny Smith have some minor parts, and even Big Mac, Cheerilee, and Donut Joe get cameos. And the story is paced so well that it never feels rushed or like anything is out of place. And finally, the animation is just fantastic. The fast-paced energy works with the humor and the facial expressions are excellent. I absolutely love this episode. This came out in season 3, which got a mixed reception from fans, but I think this still ranks up there as one of the best episodes. If you're wondering if it's still in my top 20, well, you'll see next year. Since season 9 is supposed to be the last season, I'll just do a new best of list when that ends. And if you're wondering what my favorite episodes of season 7 and 8 are, you can follow the links below for them on my DeviantArt. Look, I've been busy, I don't have time to make every video, and top 10 lists take a lot of time, okay? But anyway, next up is Dexter's Lab. We don't have any more Christmas episodes, but I think there's one that'll work. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.